We have another polynomial inequality, but notice this is a higher degree. It's a degree 3 polynomial. Okay, so we're still going to set it to 0, get everything on the left. X cubed plus x squared minus 4x minus 4 is less than or equal to 0. This is 4 terms. It's a grouping situation. It is going to factor, I'm pretty sure. And factor out the negative 4. Looking good. So we have x plus 1 as a factor and x squared minus 4 as a factor. But x squared minus 4 is a difference of squares, so we're going to factor that into x plus 2 and x minus 2. Less than or equal to 0. So our boundary points are going to be at -1, -2, and 2. So I'm going to make a number line. Here's 0, -1, -2. That's going to not be fun, but that's okay. And then there we are at 2. Okay, so are we going to be including these? It's got the equal to part, so solid lines on the boundary points. Notice that it divides the number line into 4 sections. That means we're going to need 4 test points. Okay, so think of a number less than -2. Let me put this in here, x plus 1, x plus 2. I'll use the factored form. I don't have to. I could use the other form. And let's see, I'll just pick -3. Okay, these are fairly easy to plug in. So if I put in -3, I'm going to get -2. I'm going to get a -1. I'm going to get a -5. And is that going to be less than or equal to 0? Let me think about it. It's going to be a negative number, right? Negative numbers are less than 0, so yes. Right? Now pick a number between -2 and -1. That's a little trickier, isn't it? So I'm going to say -1. That gives me a negative, sorry, no, yeah, negative 0.5. It doesn't really matter what the number is, I just know that it's negative. And it's going to be a positive 0.5 here. And then I'm going to have a negative 3.5. Is that less than or equal to 0? Well, I've got a negative times a positive times a negative. That makes a positive number. Positive numbers are not less than 0, so no. Now I got to pick something between -1 and 2. I'll pick 0. That gives me 1 times 2 times -2. Is that less than or equal to 0? Yeah, I'm going to get a negative number, so that's going to work. And then finally, I have to pick a number bigger than 2. I'll pick 3. That's going to give me 4 times 5. Do you know how I'm getting those numbers? I'm plugging in 3 up here. 3 plus 1 is 4. 3 plus 2 is 5. And 3 minus 2 is 1. Is that less than or equal to 0? No, that's going to be positive. See, it really has to do with whether each factor is positive or negative. They're all positive, so that's going to give me a positive. Positive numbers aren't less than 0. So no, that doesn't work. Okay, so what worked? This was a yes. This was a no. This was a yes. And this was a no. Now, at this point, students will sometimes ask, oh, does it always alternate? No, not always. So it's always best to check the test points. Oh, so yes. Oh, let's graph it. My graph is a little lacking up there, so I'll do a new graph here. Okay, so the graph is going to go square bracket this way. And then it's going to go between -1 and 2. And those are the 2 sections that work, and nothing else worked. So -infinity to -2, square bracket, union, square bracket, -1 to 2, square bracket. And that's how you do that one. So it had another section, it had 4 sections, so we had to do 4 test points. But I tried to show you a little bit easier way to do the test points, but if you don't like that, you can do it the other way, where you plug it in and figure out the numbers and stuff.